The Galactic Council looked at Earth from their massive observation platform with little interest. They called it a small, weak planet with simple creatures that could never pose a real challenge. Commander Alex Morgan, one of the Council's top officers, often laughed with his team about how Earth was just a tiny toy in a universe full of powerful planets. The Council believed humans were easy to control or even ignore. On Earth, life moved quietly. Cities grew taller and faster, and technology advanced in small steps. Captain LaVara Bennett watched the blue planet from her office in the Space Command Station. She had led the USS Sentinel for many years and knew that Earth had only a modest fleet compared to other planets. Yet she felt a strange energy in the air, as if something important was about to happen. Her crew worked with calm focus, running checks on equipment and reviewing drills that they practiced for emergencies. Everyone knew the world was fragile, but also full of hidden potential. Dr. Eric Malone, a scientist in Earth's defense research team, worked late into the night. He studied signals from space and noticed unusual patterns in the Council-S probes that hovered silently above the atmosphere. The probes moved with confidence and speed, clearly underestimating the humans below. Eric shared his observations with Captain Bennett, explaining that the Council might not understand how resourceful humans could be when they were threatened. Lavra listened carefully, her mind already forming strategies that would protect the planet and its people. The Council moved slowly at first. Their ships glided above Earth without warning, scanning and measuring the planet's defenses. Alex Morgan sent messages to the Council headquarters, reporting that Earth's defenses seemed primitive. He believed that even if humans tried to fight, they would be no match for the Council's advanced technology. He did not know that this small planet had intelligence, courage, and the willingness to fight back in ways that no one could predict. Back on Earth, the people were unaware of the Council's presence. Ordinary citizens went about their daily lives. Families laughed in their homes, children played in the parks, and workers moved through the streets. Earth looked peaceful, almost fragile. But beneath this calm surface, Captain Bennett and her team prepared for the unknown. Engineers checked weapons, navigators ran simulations, and soldiers trained for battles that might never come. Every person involved understood that the future could change in an instant. The first sign of trouble came quietly. Council drones entered the upper atmosphere, analyzing satellites and communication systems. They moved quickly, confident that no one could stop them. But the humans acted even faster. Lieutenant Megan Hayes, leading a small team on the USS Sentinel, noticed the drones and devised a plan. They used clever tactics to confuse the machines, making them turn on each other. The humans had little technology compared to the Council, but they had sharp minds, quick reactions, and courage that the Council could not measure. As the drones failed, Captain Bennett felt a mixture of relief and determination. She knew this was only the beginning. Dr. Malone studied the Council's signals and noticed that they were surprised by the humans' actions. Even small mistakes or bold moves could change the entire situation. Humans adapted quickly, thought creatively, and refused to be controlled. This was the true strength of Earth. High above, Commander Alex Morgan frowned at the screens showing the drones destroyed. He did not expect the humans to fight so effectively. The Council's belief in Earth's weakness began to falter. Yet he remained proud of his own forces, still thinking the humans were only lucky for now. But luck alone would not explain the speed, coordination, and daring that humans showed. Earth was quietly proving that it was far from weak. Something was stirring on this planet, and the Council did not yet understand how strong the humans could be. The Galactic Council was confident that the humans could not resist. Ambassador Kale, a senior official, led a small Council fleet into Earth's orbit. The ships were large, shining with powerful weapons, and moved with complete certainty. They believed that once they showed their strength, Earth would either surrender or be quickly subdued. Commander Alex Morgan watched from the command bridge, convinced that humans were simple creatures who could not match Council technology. On Earth, Captain LaVara Bennett received reports of the Council fleet approaching. Her face was calm, but her mind raced. She called a meeting with Admiral Nathan Pierce and other key leaders. The room was filled with tension, but no one panicked. Everyone knew that humans had to act with strategy and intelligence to survive. Admiral Pierce outlined a plan that used the strengths of Earth's fleet. They could not match the Council's size or firepower, but they could move faster, think creatively, and take risks that the Council would not expect. Lieutenant Megan Hayes and Sergeant Liam Brooks were assigned to lead small attack teams. Their mission was to disrupt the Council drones and scout the enemy ships. They studied maps and practiced maneuvers, preparing for a battle that might decide the fate of the planet. Technicians like Olivia Grant and Samuel Carter worked quickly to strengthen defenses and improve weapons, turning ordinary equipment into clever tools that could confuse or damage the Council's ships. The first encounter happened near the outer orbit. Council drones moved to disable Earth satellites and communication systems. The humans were ready. Lieutenant Hayes guided a team to intercept the drones. They moved carefully, using the drones' own patterns against them. One by one, the drones malfunctioned, colliding into each other or falling into Earth's atmosphere. Captain Bennett watched the reports with satisfaction. It was a small victory, but it proved that humans could fight in ways the Council did not expect. Ambassador Kale was surprised. The Council had predicted easy success, but the humans were clever and coordinated. Reports from the fleet came in, showing drones destroyed and human forces adapting quickly. Kale realized that Earth was more than a simple planet. Commander Morgan still believed that humans were lucky and would not succeed in the long run, but doubts began to appear. The Council had never faced creatures who could change tactics so fast. Dr. Eric Malone analyzed the Council's signals. He discovered patterns in their fleet movements and weaknesses in their approach. He shared the findings with Admiral Pierce. The plan was adjusted, using Earth's unpredictability as an advantage. Engineers modified ships to act faster, navigators found new routes for surprise attacks, and soldiers trained for high-risk maneuvers. Every human knew that creativity and quick thinking were their strongest weapons. The humans launched a coordinated attack on the Council drones near the planet's equator. They used stealth, misdirection, and speed. Sergeant Liam Brooks led a squad that created false signals, confusing the drones and drawing them into traps. Lieutenant Hayes guided smaller ships to intercept and disable the Council forces. Humans moved in ways the Council could not predict. Each victory boosted confidence, showing that Earth could fight intelligently and bravely. High above, Ambassador Kale reviewed the attack reports. The humans were not only resisting but also learning from each encounter. They anticipated moves, adapted strategies, and exploited weaknesses. Kale's pride turned into concern. Commander Morgan frowned, unable to accept that humans could be so capable. The Council fleet had superior technology, but the humans' courage, intelligence, and adaptability were proving stronger than expected. Captain Bennett gathered her team to review the results. They celebrated their success quietly, knowing that this was only the beginning. Dr. Malone explained that humans had an advantage the Council did not understand. They could take risks, think creatively, and act unpredictably. Every victory was a step toward survival, and every strategy made Earth stronger. The Council's underestimation of humans was becoming their greatest mistake. The first attacks had ended, but the real test of human ingenuity and courage was just starting. Earth was ready, and the humans would prove that they were not to be ignored or underestimated. Admiral Nathan Pierce stood on the bridge of the USS Sentinel and looked at the stars. The Council fleet was large and powerful, but he knew size alone did not win battles. Humans were unpredictable, clever, and fast to adapt. He turned to Captain Lover Bennett and said that their strategy must use these strengths. The humans could not beat the Council in a direct fight, but they could outsmart them. Lieutenant Megan Hayes and Sergeant Liam Brooks led teams on small ships to scout the Council fleet. They watched the movements of the large ships and drones. Every pattern they saw became an opportunity. They reported to Admiral Pierce and Captain Bennett, showing weaknesses the humans could exploit. Engineers like Olivia Grant worked quickly to change small weapons and shields to match these observations. Samuel Carter adjusted ship systems to make humans faster and more flexible. Every improvement added strength to the fleet. Dr. Eric Malone studied the Council signals and found that their ships relied heavily on precise routines. If humans could change quickly, they could confuse the Council and create openings for attacks. Malone shared his ideas with the leaders. Captain Bennett listened and formed a plan that used human unpredictability. The plan relied on small teams, quick strikes, and constant movement. The humans could not destroy all Council ships, but they could force them to retreat and protect Earth. The first major operation was set near the asteroid belt. Small human ships moved in patterns that seemed random to the Council. Lieutenant Hayes guided a team through narrow passages, hiding from the larger ships. Sergeant Brooks led another team to distract the Council drones. The Council ships moved as expected, but humans had changed the situation. Every move they made took advantage of Council assumptions. The drones were trapped and disabled one by one. On the Council flagship, Ambassador Kale could not understand how humans were so effective. Commander Alex Morgan remained skeptical but started to see that humans were learning fast. Reports from the Council fleet showed that humans were not only fighting back, but also predicting Council moves. This behavior was unusual for the Council. They expected resistance but not intelligence and strategy. Captain Bennett and Admiral Pierce observed the battle from Earth orbit. Each victory was small, but it showed that humans could think and act in ways that Council technology could not control. Lieutenant Hayes and Sergeant Brooks returned from the asteroid operation with their teams, reporting successes and losses. Every loss was studied, and every victory was celebrated as a lesson. Humans were learning faster than the Council could adapt. In one encounter, a small Council ship tried to trap a human squad. Lieutenant Hayes used a sudden maneuver that forced the Council ship into an asteroid, damaging it. Sergeant Brooks used the distraction to disable drones nearby. These small victories added up. The humans had no advantage in raw power, but they had strategy, quick thinking, and courage. Each human crew member understood the importance of their role. Ambassador Kale sent a message to the Council headquarters admitting that humans were stronger than expected. Commander Morgan refused to fully accept it, but even he could see that the humans were dangerous. The Council's underestimation of Earth was now a serious problem. Humans had shown that they could adapt, surprise, and fight intelligently. Captain Bennett gathered her officers after the operation. She reminded them that each battle made Earth stronger and the Council weaker. Dr. Malone added that humans were learning faster than any simulation could predict. Admiral Pierce nodded and said that the humans had turned their unpredictability into a weapon. The Council might have power and technology, but humans had courage, intelligence, and creativity. Earth had proven that it could fight back, and the humans were ready for the next stage of the battle. The battle near the Outer Rim began early in the morning. The Council fleet moved with confidence, believing Earth could not resist. Commander Alex Morgan gave orders with authority, expecting success. Ambassador Kale watched from the flagship, proud of the Council's power. They did not realize how prepared humans had become. Captain LeVar Bennett led the USS Sentinel in formation with other Earth ships. Admiral Nathan Pierce coordinated the fleet, giving clear instructions for quick and unexpected maneuvers. Lieutenant Megan Hayes and Sergeant Liam Brooks guided small squads through narrow asteroid paths and debris fields. Each squad was ready to strike at Council drones or larger ships when the moment was right. The humans could not match the Council in size or firepower, but they were clever, fast, and adaptable. Dr. Eric Malone studied Council signals and shared weaknesses with the fleet commanders. The humans used every advantage they could find. Engineers like Olivia Grant and Samuel Carter made last-minute adjustments to shields and weapons. Small changes created big results. Every crew member understood the importance of teamwork and creativity. The humans were ready for a fight that could decide the fate of the planet. The first strike came from a small human squad led by Lieutenant Hayes. They moved quickly and quietly, targeting a group of Council drones that threatened Earth satellites. Using clever misdirection, they caused the drones to collide and fall into space. Sergeant Brooks led another squad to intercept Council ships, using tight maneuvers and sudden changes in direction to confuse the enemy. The Council fleet was surprised. Their advanced technology was not enough to predict human moves. Ambassador Kale began to feel concern. The reports from the flagship showed unexpected losses. Humans were not only defending themselves, but also attacking with strategy and precision. Commander Morgan frowned, unable to believe that humans could act so effectively. The Council fleet was strong, but the humans' courage, quick thinking, and adaptability were creating problems that could not be ignored. On the USS Sentinel, Captain Bennett watched her team's work. each squad moved with skill and bravery. Small attacks caused large disruptions in the Council fleet. Human ingenuity was turning every opportunity into an advantage. Engineers adjusted weapons in real time, navigators guided ships through dangerous paths, and soldiers executed precise attacks. Humans were turning their unpredictability into a weapon that the Council could not match. During the battle, a large Council ship tried to capture a human squad. Lieutenant Hayes led a sudden maneuver that forced the Council ship into an asteroid, causing heavy damage. Sergeant Brooks and his team used the distraction to destroy nearby drones. Each human crew member contributed to the fight with courage and skill. The humans were not only surviving but also teaching the Council a lesson they would not forget. Ambassador Kale sent urgent reports to the Council headquarters. Humans were stronger and smarter than expected. Commander Morgan began to doubt his previous assumptions. The Council had underestimated Earth. The humans were proving that courage, intelligence, and adaptability could overcome superior technology. Earth had become a planet the Council could not easily control. After the battle, Captain Bennett gathered her officers. They reviewed victories and studied mistakes. Dr. Malone explained that humans had learned faster than any prediction. Admiral Pierce praised the fleet for using intelligence and strategy instead of raw power. Lieutenant Hayes and Sergeant Brooks shared stories from the squads, showing how teamwork and courage had made a difference. Humans had turned the tide of battle. Earth was no longer a weak planet, and the Council would have to respect its strength. The Council was in chaos. Ambassador Kale sent urgent messages to headquarters, warning that Earth could not be controlled easily. Commander Alex Morgan refused to admit that the humans were strong, but even he could not ignore the reports. Earth had proven that it was clever, brave, and capable of fighting back. The humans had turned the Council's power against them. Captain LaVara Bennett stood on the bridge of the USS Sentinel and looked at the damaged Council ships. The humans had used every advantage, including intelligence, strategy, and courage. Admiral Nathan Pierce moved among the officers, giving orders and praising teams. Every small victory mattered. Engineers, navigators, and soldiers had worked together, using creativity and quick thinking to survive. Humans were not only defending Earth but also teaching the Council a lesson about underestimation. Lieutenant Megan Hayes and Sergeant Liam Brooks returned from a mission near the Outer Rim. They had disabled Council drones and damaged a large ship. Their success showed that small teams could make a big difference. They shared details with the fleet, explaining how teamwork and strategy had turned the battle. Captain Bennett listened and nodded. Humans had learned to use their unpredictability as a weapon. Each victory made Earth stronger and the Council weaker. Dr. Eric Malone studied the final attack reports from the Council fleet. He found patterns in their movements and weaknesses that humans had exploited. He explained to Admiral Pierce and Captain Bennett that humans had adapted faster than any simulation predicted. Their courage, intelligence, and creativity had become the most powerful weapons. The Council fleet had technology and numbers, but the humans had strategy and determination. Ambassador Kale admitted in a Council report that humans could not be ignored. The attack report ended the Council's belief that Earth was a simple planet. Commander Morgan struggled with the truth. The humans were resourceful, brave, and capable of actions the Council had never expected. The Council realized that Earth would not submit easily. The humans had earned respect, not by power alone but by cleverness and courage. Back on Earth, Captain Bennett and Admiral Pierce debriefed the fleet. They discussed victories and lessons learned. Lieutenant Hayes and Sergeant Brooks shared stories from missions. Engineers explained how small adjustments had made big differences. Every team understood that strategy, creativity, and courage were the key to survival. The humans had faced a powerful enemy and survived, proving their strength. The final Council message warned that Earth was no longer a planet to underestimate. Humans had fought intelligently and bravely. They had used their skills, courage, and adaptability to defeat superior technology. The Council would have to reconsider its approach to Earth. Humanity had shown that intelligence and bravery could overcome any challenge. Captain Bennett looked at her crew and felt pride. Every officer, soldier, engineer, and navigator had contributed to the victory. Admiral Pierce reminded them that the future would still be challenging, but humans had proven that they could face any threat. Lieutenant Hayes and Sergeant Brooks smiled, knowing that their teamwork had made a difference. Dr. Malone felt satisfaction, knowing that his research had helped the humans survive. Earth had survived the Council attack. Humans had used courage, intelligence, and strategy to overcome a stronger enemy. The Council had learned a powerful lesson. Underestimating Earth had been a mistake. The attack report proved that humans were resourceful, brave, and capable of shaping their destiny. Earth had earned respect in the galaxy, and humans were ready for whatever challenges might come next.